Level 1, FBA Trainee. This is your foundational training level.
Every year, hundreds of serial killers operate across America. Most are never caught. But inside the FBI, there is a small group of men and women whose entire life is dedicated to one thing: finding them before they strike again. You are 23 years old. You just got the letter. FBI Academy, Quantico, Virginia. Most people who apply never get this far. You did. And now the real work begins. The first week breaks most people. 6 hours of physical training every morning. Criminal law, forensics, firearms, psychology. By Thursday night, you are studying at 2 a.m. with your eyes half closed. And you are still behind. Quantico. You arrive with 49 other trainees. Everyone here was the best in their school, the top of their class, the most qualified person in every room they ever walked into. Until now. What do you see? A crime scene. Look again. You will spend the next 20 years learning what he meant. Firearms qualification. You have to hit the target at 25 yards with 85% accuracy. You miss on your first attempt. You stay at the range for 3 extra hours that evening. You pass on your second attempt. Just barely. You got the gender wrong. Week 8. A trainee in your class quits. Top of his law school. Former military. One of the best people in the room. He walks out on no one says anything. Because in the FBI, you either make it or you do not. There is no middle ground. Your first real case file. Not a training exercise. A real unsolved murder from 1987. Cold case. 3 victims, 1 suspect. You're instructed to you on a Friday afternoon. By Monday morning, he wants your analysis. Interview techniques class. You sit across from a trained actor playing a suspect. Your job is to get information without the suspect knowing that is what you are doing. You fail the first time. And the second. On the third attempt, something clicks and you never forget it. Graduation day. 20 weeks. You are one of 31 people who made it out of 50 who started. Your parents are in the audience. Your mother cries. You do not. Because you already know that Quantico was the easy part. First assignment. A field office in a mid-sized city. You expected serial killers. You spend your first 3 months doing background checks and paperwork. Nobody told you that this is also part of the job. Your senior partner has been with the FBI for 19 years. He does not talk much. On your first week together, he hands you a cold case file and says, read it until you see what I see. You read it 4 times before you begin to understand. First crime scene. A homicide. Not your case, but your partner takes you along. You have studied thousands of photographs. Nothing prepares you for standing in the room where it actually happened. You keep your composure. Just barely. You interview your first witness, an elderly woman who saw something 3 blocks from a murder scene. She is nervous. She does not trust law enforcement. You spend 2 hours earning enough of her trust that she tells you the one detail that changes everything. You start studying serial killer cases on your own time. At home, after hours. Bundy, Dahmer, the Zodiac, the BTK killer. You read their files not because anyone told you. Your first application to the Behavioral Analysis Unit, the BAU, the division that hunts serial killers. You apply again in 18 months. They reject you again. The third time you are ready. A missing persons case. A teenage girl. Missing for 4 days. The statistics are not good. You work the case for 72 straight hours. You find her. Alive. Your partner retires. 23 years with the FBI. On his last day, he gives you one piece of advice. He says the cases that keep you up at night are not the ones you fail. They are the ones you never get to open. Remember that. You are assigned your first solo case. A series of burglaries with a disturbing pattern. Your supervisor thinks it is just a thief. You think it is something more. You spend 3 weeks building nobody asked you to build. You were right. 3 years in. Your case closure rate is in the top 15% of your field office. You have worked 80-hour weeks for 36 consecutive months. You have missed birthdays. The job does not wait. The letter arrives on a Monday morning. Behavioral Analysis Unit, Quantico. You have been selected for transfer. You read it 3 times. Then you get back to work. You tell your supervisor. He nods, says he knew this was coming, says you were always meant for this unit. Then he hands you 3 more files and tells you to finish them before you go. That is the FBI. Even your biggest moment comes with homework. Your last night in the field office. You sit alone after everyone has left. Look at the pinboard where your first case still lives. You think about the girl you found alive, the ones you did not find in time. Both of them made you who you are. You pack your desk into one box. 4 years of your life. A coffee mug, a legal pad, a photograph from your graduation day at Quantico, and you would not change a single day. Tomorrow you drive to Quantico, back to where it started. But this time you are not a trainee. This time you are going to the Behavioral Analysis Unit, the place where they hunt the ones nobody else can catch.
Level 2. FBI Agents.
The Behavioral Analysis Unit, Quantico, Virginia, the most elite criminal profile. There are fewer than 50 agents assigned here at any given time. You are now one of them. And first we finish unpacking. Your first case as a BAU agent. 3 murders. Same city, 6 weeks apart. Local police have no leads. You spread the fire in it. Criminal profiling is pattern recognition built on studying human behavior. You look at what the killer did, how they did it, what they left behind, what they took, And from that, you build a picture of who they are. You fly to the city where the murders happened. You walk the crime scenes yourself, because photographs tell you what happened. Walking the scene tells you why the killer chose this place, this victim, this method. The geography of violence has its own language. He's not disorganized. The kills are precise, ritualistic. He blends in. He's one of you. He won't stop. We must change tactics. 3 of you see it. That's enough. A 4th murder. Being right about a murder, the location, timing. You so started the wood. You request an interview with a convicted serial killer. You spin across from him. You do not sleep that night. The killer makes a mistake. They always make a mistake. Not because they are careless, because they want to be seen. Deepin knew this. You wait him, you were ready. The suspect is identified. You were right. Male. Meto Mabrik, to work skeptical calls you. The local detective who is mobilized gives a standing ovation. The BAU works an average of 40 active cases at any given time. You are personally assigned to 6. You carry all 6 in your head simultaneously. A cold case, 22 years old, 3 victims. The original investigators are retired. One of them is dead. You request the original evidence boxes. They arrive covered in dust. You meet the family of a victim, a mother. Her daughter was killed 22 years ago and she has never stopped waiting for answers. You sit in her living room. You look at the photographs on the mantle, and you make her a promise you intend to keep. New DNA technology. Evidence from the ICB run through mob to noon. You call the mother first. Then she says thank you. 2 words. That is the entire weight of 22 years of an active killer, still operating. You have 3 days to build a profile accurate enough that local police can narrow a suspect list from 400 people to under 20. You do not eat a full meal for 72 hours. You do not notice. The psychological toll is real. BAU agents have the highest rate over UMTI. And you stay anyway. You are willing to do. You teach a masterclass at Quantico. 30 new trainees. You were sitting in those same seats 7 years ago. You look at them and see yourself, eager, confident, with no idea what this job act. A case that goes wrong. A suspect identified too late. Another victim. You go through every decision you made, every hour. You find it. Your unit catches a killer who has been operating for 11 years. 14 victims across 5 states. The arrest happens on a Tuesday morning in a parking lot in Ohio. After the arrest, you drive back to Quantico alone. Not thinking about anything in particular, just existing outside the case for the first time in months. Then you drive back. There are 5 more waiting. Who hunts serial kill on you. You decline. Because the moment the public knows your name is the moment killers start studying you the way you study them. Anonymity is part of the weapon. You are offered a promotion. Unit chief. More money, less field work, more administration. You think about it for exactly 1 day. Then you turn it down. Because the most difficult interview of your career. A killer who will not speak to anyone but you. You have declined 3 times. Your supervisor asks you to go, and for in the BAU. You have worked over 200 cases, contributed to the capture of 31 killers. You have the highest profile accuracy rate in the unit. Here's a new case file.
Level 3, FBI serial killer hunter. The hunt intensifies. Leads acquired. Suspect profile. Target acquired.
The arrest warrant is signed. You drive to his house yourself. You wanted to, but 6 a.m. He opens it. He looks at you. He knew it was moment. He is taken into custody without incident. No drama, no chase, no confession. Just a 61-year-old man in handcuffs being walked to a federal vehicle. You call the families, all of them, one by one. Some of them have been waiting for this call for 27 years. One woman is 93 years old. She is still alive.
Agent, your timeline here seems inconsistent. Can you explain this gap?
Yes, that period involved classified surveillance, which is detailed in the sealed addendum.
And this forensic report? Your chain of custody is questionable.
Guilty on all 11 counts. The jury takes 4 hours. You are sitting in the courtroom when the verdict comes. You do not go inside for the announcement. You already know. You have known since the coffee cup came back positive. You just needed everyone else to catch up. There is no celebration. You drive back to Quantico. You park. You sit in the car for a while. Then you go upstairs to your office. On your desk is a new file. Play for it. You sit down. You open it. You begin. You are the most experienced active serial killer investigator in the FBI. Agents come to you with cases cannot solve. You listen and sit with them and tell them that this is also the job. A case from 1989. Never solved. The original investigator died in 2003, still working it. His family sends you his personal notes. 13 by hand. 20 years in the FBI. 15 in the BAU. 7 in the classified unit. You have contributed to the capture of 63 killers. You know this number because you keep a list. Someone asked what I do. I said law enforcement. They asked what kind. I said federal. They asked if it's interesting. I said sometimes. And I spent the rest of the evening in a room full of people. They moved on. Retirement is offered. Full pension. Commendation. The FBI director calls personally. You thank him. You ask for 2 more years. He says take 1. In that final year, you close 2 of the 3 cases. The 3rd one stays open. You work it every day until your last. On your final morning, you leave the file on your desk with a note attached. You clear your desk. 1 box. Same as when you started. You walk down the corridor for the last time. A few agents nod. One shakes your hand. Nobody makes a speech. You sit in your car in the Quantico parking lot for a while, looking at the building. 21 years. The cases, the ones you solved. Somewhere right now there is a killer who thinks they will never be caught. They have been careful. They have been patient. They have left nothing behind. But somewhere in Quantico Virginia, you drive back from the prison. It is dark. Hold right. You sit with the windows down. You sit with the mind of the world. He's also.
Level 3, FBI serial killer hunter. The hunt intensifies. Leads acquired. Suspect profile. Target acquired.